welcome to the recording industry's biggest night of the year, the 35th Annual Grammy Awards. Now, please welcome an artist nominated this year for 3 Grammy Awards.
Michael Jackson is here, and much the same response I got when I came out. Michael Jackson, to ensure higher ratings this year on the Grammys, I will be interviewing him the last 90 minutes of the show. And I'll be asking him hard-hitting questions, too. Things like, hey, Michael, get you anything? So it's so interesting to see that there's a lot of people like my generation's becoming the mainstream here. It's very weird. Mick Jagger is older than the President of the United States. It's a very spooky time. Our president is basically my age, which frightens me. In school, I never looked at any classmate and said, yeah, he'd make a good president. We now have a guy, I mean, Mick Jagger is older than Yeltsin, actually, when you think about it. But there are advantages to being older. I mean, people look at Keith Richards now and go, he looks good. Active, still drives, yeah. I mean, let's face it, Clinton and Gore, honestly, look like fraternity guys to me. I swear to God, you know 4 years from now, they're not going to be getting their cleaning and security deposit back from the White House. They're going to trash that place, trust me. But he's a musician. He's a musician. Sort of. He's a musician. He plays the sax. He plays it sort of. He plays like a guy who never inhaled, but hey. A particular Grammy thing more than I have this year. It's just astonishing. So let's move right on. And to present the nominees for the first Grammy of the evening, she's an international recording artist, songwriter, and tireless worker for many worthy causes. And he's the hardest working man in show business, called the Godfather of Soul, Brother Number One, and if I may say, the person who probably more than any other artist really influenced the pace and rhythm of my comedic style. I feel good. And now welcome Gloria Estefan and the Universal James Brown.
Ceremonies held earlier this evening, Grammys were presented in the following categories. Best Comedy Album, P.D.Q. Bach, Music for an Awful Lot of Winds and Percussion, Professor Peter Shickley. Best New Age Album, Shepherd Moon's, Enya.
We're talking about the best pop vocal performance, male. And let's see who get the. Let's see who's gonna get it on a good foot. Like.
Yeah.
kind of nervous. She makes me nervous, you know.
For best pop vocal performance, it's gone.
Tears in Heaven, Eric Clapton.
Us, Peter Gabriel. The one, Elton John. Joshua Judge's Roof, Lyle Lovett.
And the Grammy goes to...
I wonder
who?
I wonder who.
Tears in Heaven, Eric Clapton.
Thank you. It's the first opportunity I had to meet these two wonderful people. It's fantastic. It's the best honor I've had so far. I don't know what to say. I'm a bit confused. I've just got off the plane not long ago, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm very grateful for this. I want to thank my record company and my manager and Brian Roylands and Andy Fairweather-Lowe and all the friends, private people that have stood behind me. I don't think I deserve to win this. So there were better songs, but I'm very grateful anyway. Thank you.
Yes? I just started. And now, welcome back. There's a little hubbub here because I was just asking the audience if they had any gum during the commercial break. If I seem a little excited, it's because Michael Jackson just stamped my hand so I can go to his amusement park tomorrow. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce an artist who is nominated in 4 categories this evening: Record and Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Pop Vocal Performance. Performing the second of our nominations for Record of the Year, please welcome K.D. Lang.
Please welcome a 7-time Grammy winner, joined by another Grammy winner for Best Country Performance.
Although their songs are sung, the songwriter is often the unsung hero of the music business.
It is the thoughts, emotions, and skills of the songwriter that form the basis of just about every great record.
The nominees for Song of the Year are
Eric Clapton and Will Jennings, songwriters for Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Don Van Tress, songwriter for Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus. Alan Menken and Howard Ashman, songwriters for Beauty and the Beast by Celine Dion and Peabo Bryson. Wendy Waldman, John Lind, and Phil Gladstone, songwriters for Save the Best for Last by Vanessa Williams.
and the song of the year is Eric Clapton and Will Jennings.
Just tuned in, Eric Clapton is 2 for 2 so far, just as Dionne Warwick predicted. on the Psychic Friends Network. There is a healthy tradition in rock in which this generation honors the one that preceded it. We should all be thankful for that attitude tonight because it's brought some fathers and sons together. And proof that there are no longer any fashion don'ts, here performing with the great George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars doing Give It Away, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know where to start. The strangest image running through my head was that Al Gore at home is watching that number going, that was great. Oh, I gotta get out more. Only on the Grammys could you arrange to have an idol meet a king. And here they are, the larger-than-life Billy Idol and Lucille's hands-on boyfriend, B.B. King.
And ceremonies held earlier this evening, Grammys was presented in the following categories.
Yeah, Best Rock Vocal, Performance Female, Ain't It Heavy, Melissa Etheridge. Best Rock Vocal Performance Male, Unplugged, Eric Clapton. Best Rock Performance Duo or Group with Vocal, Actung Baby, U2.
These are the nominations for the Best Hard Rock Performance with Vocal.
Alice in Chains. Angel Dust, Faith No More. Live and Let Die, Guns N' Roses.
See what we're putting out to
Presented in the following categories. Best Alternative Album, Bone Machine, Tom Waits. Best Music Video, Short Form, Diggin' in the Dirt, Peter Gabriel and John Downer. Best Music Video, Long Form, Diva, Annie Lennox, Sophia Mueller, and Rob Small. Best Pop Instrumental Performance, Beauty and the Beast, Richard Kaufman. Best World Music Album, Quasi Ariel, Sergio Mendes. Best Spoken Word or Non-Musical Album, What You Can Do to Avoid AIDS, Irving Magic Johnson and Robert O'Keefe.
I've been standing like this for the whole commercial. Madonna, by the way, was not nominated for any Grammys this year. She put all of her efforts into winning the Pulitzer. I like that sex book. It's a coffee table book. I read it mostly in the bathroom. Some people think it's a good idea to save the best for last, but there's a small minority of us that believe you should save the best for 47 minutes into the show. About a minute early here. Well, in any case, here she is performing it wasn't that funny in rehearsal either, by the way, performing the second of the Record of the Year nominations, Vanessa.
Grammys were presented in the following categories in the ceremony held just before this telecast.
Best Pop Performance by duo group with vocals, Beauty and the Beast, Celine Dion, and Peabo Bryson.
Best In You by Vince Gill. Best Instrumental Composition written for a motion picture or for television, Beauty and the Beast, instrumental score, Alan Menken, composer. Best song written specifically for a motion picture or for television, Alan Menken and Howard Ashman for Beauty and the Beast.
The show's running ahead. We're like a few minutes ahead. So could we just have a quick hand for the trophy girls? I think they do a great job. It is not that easy a job. Anything could go wrong there. Our next performers made history with their song, Never Gonna Get It. But they received 3 Grammy nominations. And here they are this year with 2 of the... One brought us out of obscurity into the light and into the limelight, and the other is a triple threat, singer, songwriter, and courageous enough to tell us his last name. Here is Kenny G and John Cicada.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grammy winner earlier tonight for Best Pop Traditional Vocal, the great Tony Bennett.
Plug, Eric Clapton. Producer, Russ Fiddleman. Ingenue, K.D. Lang. Producers, Greg Penny, Ben Mink, and K.D. Lang. Diva, Annie Lennox. Producer, Stephen Lipson. Achtung, baby! You too, producers. Daniel Lanois, Brian Eno, and Steve Lillywhite. Beauty and the Beast, various artists, producers, Howard Ashman, Alan Menken.
Okay, I'll go out on a limb and say that if you're up against Eric Clapton in any other categories, I'd go home now. Just the feeling I have. Now to sing their song nominated for Best Country Music Collaboration, which already won.
Greatest Misses, Public Enemy.
I don't know. Why couldn't I have been one of the white guys at the end there? That was phenomenal. They're all headed to my house. I have some bad news because we're running a little short on time. We're having to cut the yearly segment where we get to meet the accountants from Deloitte and Touche. And they had taken time out from their loophole seminar to be here. The 2 guys that I happen to relate to most here are not here. These guys are so uncool.
Before he won 12 Grammy Awards, before he dazzled billions of fans around the world with his amazing talent as a performer, before he impacted on millions of lives with his ongoing humanitarian efforts, before all of that, he was one other thing. He was my brother. Hi. I'm Janet Jackson, and I'm pleased to be here tonight to honor the man I love and admire as an artist and a person, my brother, Michael Jackson. The Grammy Legend Award is given for ongoing contributions and influence in the recording field, but nowhere does it tell you what to do to become a legend. If I were to write a book of instructions using my brother as a guide, it would read something like this.
How to become a legend. Let's start with the present and work our way backwards. Take a big chance with a live 90-minute primetime interview with Oprah Winfrey.
Join me for the worldwide television event of the year.
Put on a spectacular Super Bowl halftime show before the largest audience in TV history. takes your extraordinary popularity, influence, time, energy, money, and heart to help children heal the world. Create a 2.5-hour standing room only concert event from Bucharest, Romania that gives HBO the highest audience rating in cable history. Release Dangerous and watch it enter the charts at #1 and become the world's biggest selling album of 1992. Record Bad and watch it become the second largest selling album ever. Stun the Motown 25th anniversary audience with a legendary performance that leaves everyone moonstruck. Record Thriller and watch it become the #1 largest selling album of all time. Bring your enormous talent to the creation of new style videos that are really mini movies with imaginative stories and mind-blowing effects. Capture an armful of 8 Grammys, the most ever won in a single year. Tour the world over, making new friends everywhere you go. Break all existing attendance records while visiting over 30 countries, many of them more than once, and bring the best in contemporary concert entertainment to over 10 million loving fans.
In my joy and my sorrow, and the promise of another tomorrow, I'll never let you part. And you'll always in my heart.
Create an international anthem with a superstar cast that becomes the top-selling single of all time. Make a serious effort to have 4 consecutive #1 hits before graduating from grade school. It helps to have brothers who are very musical. And it doesn't hurt to have a little sister who loves you very much. But first and foremost, if you're going to be a true legend, try to be born with a lot of talent and the willingness to take the plunge. So to sum it up, to present the Grammy Legend Award for 1993 to my big brother, Michael Jackson. Congratulations, Michael Jackson. No, but I just wanted to say one thing, and seriously. I just wanted to tell you how proud I am of you, and how much you've inspired me, and how proud I am to be your sister, and how much I love you. I do.
Well, I love you too. Thank you. I hope this puts to rest, I hope this finally put to rest another rumor that has been in the press for too many years. Me and Janet really are two different people. In the past month, I've gone from, where is he, to, here he is again. But I must confess, it feels good to be thought of as a person, not as a personality. Because I don't read all the things written about me. I wasn't aware that the world thought I was so weird and bizarre. But when you grow up, as I did, in front of 100 million people since the age of 5, you're automatically different. The last few weeks, I have been cleansing myself, and it's been a rebirth for myself. It's like a cleansing spirit. I love you too. My childhood was completely taken away from me. There was no Christmas, there was no birthdays. It was not a normal childhood, no normal pleasures of childhood. Those were exchanged for hard work, struggle, and pain, and eventual material and professional success. But as an awful price, I cannot recreate that part of my life, nor would I change any part of my life. However, today, when I create my music, I feel like an instrument of nature. I wonder what delight nature must feel when we open our hearts and express our God-given talents. The sound of approval rolls across the universe, and the whole world abounds in magic. Wonder fills our hearts for what we have glimpsed for an instant, the playfulness of life. And that's why I love children and learn so much from being around them. I realize that many of our world's problems today, from the inner city crime to large-scale wars and terrorism and our overcrowded prisons, are a result of the fact that children have had their childhood stolen from them. The magic, the wonder, the mystery, and the innocence of a child's heart are the seeds of creativity that will heal the world. I really believe that. What we I love you too. What we need to learn from children isn't childish. Being with them connects us to the deeper wisdom of life, which is ever present and only asked to be lived. They know the way to solutions that lie waiting to be recognized within our own hearts. Today, I would like to thank all the children of the world, including the sick and deprived. I am so sensitive to your pain. I also want to thank all those who have helped me to channel my talent here on earth. From the beginning, my parents, all my brothers and sisters, especially Janet. I am so proud of her. It's incredible. I mean, I remember when we were little, I used to ask her to be Ginger Rogers while I was Fred Astaire. The Motown family, my teacher, Berry Gordy, Diana Ross, I love you. Suzanne DePaz, the wonderful, great Quincy Jones, Teddy Riley, my new godson, Michael Gibb, my new Sony family, Aiko Morita, Mickey Schulhoff, Tommy Mottola, Dave Glue, Polly Anthony. Thanks for making one of my most creative efforts, the album Dangerous, such an incredible success. I love you all so much. Sandy Gallen, Jim Morey, all the fantastic fans around the world. I love you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences, Mr. Mike Green.
Following Michael Jackson. This is exactly what I had in mind tonight. I think Michael's right. Creativity is the one thing that is going to heal this world. And let's give him another big round of applause for that. On behalf of the Recording Academy, I want to welcome you all to the 35th Annual Grammy Awards. You know, music is often said to reflect the diversity and articulate the condition of a society. And we could hardly ask for a more diverse and dynamic world than that which was reflected on our stage here tonight. Music also speaks to our hopes and our dreams, and it can uncover the inequities and injustices in our world. I believe when given an unencumbered, uncensored opportunity to do so, music can serve as that important pressure release for urban and racial tension, and a marvelous healing force for our society. We gather here tonight just a few blocks from last year's riots. Through the Academy's work with the children of South Central Los Angeles, some of these marvelous kids are our guests here tonight. It's quite clear, welcome. It's quite clear that what is dangerously missing from their lives is a sense of hope and a source of pride. Music is their primary means of communication. When kids are given the opportunity to study the arts, they stay in school. Children who are exposed to music do considerably better in both science and mathematics. And when America's minority children are shown the beautiful tapestry of the roots of American music, they're handed the keys to their very cultural heritage. They take pride in the amazing contributions of their forefathers and mothers, and that pride instills hope, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're all about here tonight. For the last 15 years, our government has been about the dirty business of gutting music, art, dance, and creative writing from the curriculum of America's schools. One look at our arts spending policy reveals just how quickly America is becoming a cultural wasteland. The Japanese government spends almost $5 per person on arts. Germany spends about half of that, and Canada and Great Britain about $1.20 each. And where is the United States in this survey? What are the arts worth to all of us? 1 dime and 1 nickel, 15 cents. We're confident that when the Clinton administration reveals its art policy, it will become the seminal call to redeploy resources and ensure that the arts are mandatory core curriculum for graduation. You as parents, educators, students, and government officials must let your voices be heard in order to return the arts to the children's lives. The very culture of our country hangs literally in the balance. It's my pleasure to acknowledge this year's recipients of the Academy's Lifetime Achievement Awards and Trustees Awards. For more than 100 albums of peerless guitar playing and his unique role as a primary architect of the Nashville sound, country music's very gifted Chet Atkins.
Don't sound so hypocritical to me.
For his outrageous style and energy that influenced generations of rock and R&B performers, the ever young, ever surprising Little Richard. With his profound piano technique, coupled with his genius for jazz composition, including Round Midnight and Straight No Chaser, the pace-setting artistry of Mr. Thelonious Monk. Producer, songwriter, business executive, and founder of Atlantic Records, Ahmed Ertegun. Musician, publisher, and songwriter of such standards as St. Louis Blues, American Music.
And then when Michael put his arm around Janet and said there are 2 different people, I thought, when did he get so damn funny? It was jazz great.